What's going on, guys? Nick here, and welcome back to the channel. So before we get into today's news, I wanted to let you guys know that you can check out my new short film called They're Here down in the description box, and I'll leave a link to it in the pinned comment. It's a sci-fi horror film. If you like Nightcrawler and the movie Signs, you'll probably dig this movie. So without further ado, let's get into the news. So a few years ago, we heard that after Neil Blomkamp's Alien 5 had fallen apart, that producer Walter Hill, who's been involved since the beginning of the Alien franchise, had written a 50-page treatment for a proposed fifth Alien movie. Now, there was a lot of speculation about what this could be and where it could be taking the franchise. This was at the time after Alien Covenant, but before Romulus, so it was sort of in that gray area. You know, Disney had just acquired Fox. A lot of people were trying to figure out what was going to happen next with the Alien franchise, and Walter Hill threw in his hat to take over and launch a new film, bringing back Ellen Ripley. And for a while now, that has been kind of all that we ever heard about it. You know, over the years, Sigourney talked about whether she'd like to come back or whether or not the character of Ripley deserved a rest, but now, thanks to a new panel for the Alien anniversary at New York Comic Con today, she spoke about a potential return for the character of Ripley. She said, quote, "Walter Hill is a very good friend of mine, and he wrote 50 pages of where Ripley would be now, and they're quite extraordinary. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I have had a meeting with Fox or Disney. I've never really felt the need to reprise the role. I was always like, let's let her rest, let her recover. What Walter has written seems so true to me as very much about the society that would incarcerate someone who has tried to help mankind, but she's a problem to them, so she's sort of tucked away. I think it's a very strong first 50 pages. I'm thinking about working with Walter to see where the rest of the story would be." So this is a pretty big development because, you know, the last time that she had spoken about the character of Ripley and her future with the franchise, I believe she had given an interview where she basically said that Disney had no interest in continuing the adventures of Ripley and that they were going to, you know, do new stuff like with Romulus and the Alien Earth TV show and take the franchise in a different direction. But apparently she confirms here that she has recently met with Fox or Disney to talk about coming back for this new Alien movie, and she really likes what Walter Hill wrote with this 50-page treatment, and I guess she's going to try to develop that story more and see if they can actually put something together to try and make a feature out of this. So that's pretty exciting to me. Obviously, we don't know anything about what Walter Hill had written in this treatment, but there was some clues as to what it could be. I remember when they initially dropped the script title page along with some, you know, binders of possibly other materials for the film, they had a caption which stated, "Sigourney, as she has from the very beginning, is being too modest about her proven ability to pull off the idea, which is to tell a story that scares the pants off your date, kicks the ass of a new xenomorph, and conducts a meditation on both the universe of the Alien franchise and the destiny of the character of Ellen Ripley." So there was also a couple things that we could gather from the title script page here. We could see a couple of quotes written there. One of them says, "War is hell." The other one says, "All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream." And that it also has a riff on the iconic tagline at the top that's saying, "In space, no one can hear you scream. In space, no one can hear you dream." So the idea of dream is mentioned twice on the title script page. So I think that's a pretty big giveaway as to possibly what the story could be about. There's speculation that it could be retconning the events of Alien 3 and Resurrection as some sort of a bad dream, I guess, that Ripley had in cryosleep after the events of Aliens. But it remains to be seen, you know, what could come of this fifth Alien movie and whether or not Sigourney would actually come back and whether Disney actually wants to bring her back. I know Disney really does love to do legacy sequels to their iconic franchises. I mean, they just released the new Tron movie, which is obviously part of a long-standing franchise, and they relaunched Star Wars with The Force Awakens, bringing back the original characters from those movies. So it's certainly within the realm of possibility that they could do a legacy sequel to kind of give closure to the character of Ripley and tie everything in with that storyline together, and then do what they're going to do with Romulus 2 and the proposed AVP crossover movie that they're leading up up to. But let me know what you guys think of this news down in the comments below. Would you want to see her come back? Would you like to see another Alien movie where Ripley is the main character and we maybe get closure with her and her storyline? I think that is pretty exciting, and there's definitely a lot of possibility that you could explore there. If you guys are new to the channel and you like this video, subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified whenever I drop new content. If you want to hit me up on social media to talk about this or anything really, you can find me in the links down below. With all that being said, I'll catch you guys next time.